Yes, good morning to everybody. You are welcome to my class. And today class is on the topic or the subject mercantile law. Yes, I am sure that you are hearing me. And if the answer is yes, I would like to share my salutations. Good morning also, so that you could see whether you are looking my screen or not. Yes. Now come to the point. This is the good morning sign. Yeah. Now you tell me that whether you are hearing me. Good morning, sir. Yes, good morning, Sharat. And I could see here the participants
Hearing,
are
sir. Hearing very much.
Dino, Smile, Saivaria, and Sharat. These are the people are present over there. So if you happen to see the syllabus is concerned, yes, this is a good morning sign. And yes, I saw the chart. Yes, very, very good morning. Um, yes, very, very good morning to everybody, those who are on the online class. Yes, if you happen to see the chart here, yeah, the chart shows we are here the public international law, which I have not covered it, and there is a 16 marks question. And today class is mercantile law. There is a 16 questions which I am going to deal today, and we did not deal the labor law and crimes and torts. We did it yesterday, and then the last one is IPR and others laws are 16 questions. If possibility would be there before the PG law set exams, I may cover at least. The labor law or the IPR and others. I request other people also to contribute in this regard in preparing the questions. Yes, any response that you would like to make it out, you please say so that I could start my class. Yes, I could hear you.
For how many marks will the examination be, sir?
Yes, because we say no, first two are 40-40. See, for instance, here, I will show you the thing. Yes, now you could see it, See, jurisprudence is 20 marks, constitutional law is 20 marks, so that becomes 40 marks. Then public international law 16 marks. Then it becomes how much? 56. So if you add like this, 16, 16, 16, 16, 16. So there are how many 16s are there? Yes, one, two, three, four. Yeah, four sixteens are there. One, two, three, four, five. Five sixteens are there. Five sixteen means 5 into 6, 30, 5, 80. 80 plus 40, 120. Yes, total marks are 120.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, yeah. Total marks are 120. And I wish that, I
So,
wish, yeah, please.
constitutional law and jurisprudence, they are for 40 marks
Yes,
total.
that's why I spared a lot of time in the jurisprudence and I prepared my own regarding the jurisprudence and constitutional law is concerned. And I spent a lot of time regarding the crimes and torts because the tort is my subject, so it's easy for me to prepare the multiple choice questions. But we have to work only hard for the crimes and mercantile law. Of course, as you know or you don't know, that I wrote a book. There is a general principle of law of contract in Tanzania, and that is a that is American contract law, and that's why I do have some grip in that subject also. Yes, now come to yes. Any other questions that you would like to ask me? Yes, I am hearing you. Yeah, if nothing is there to ask, then I will start my class now. But meanwhile, that before I will say that again once again the good morning to each and everybody because of this screen. And now I will start my class to save the time. Also, the other people may join it, and meanwhile I will check it also. Yes. So now the first question is regarding the point which I made it here, the MCQ in the mercantile law. Why do you say mercantile law, please? Anyone? Why should not you say Indian Contract Act? Why should not you say business law?
Because it extends to the foreign countries also.
See, the point is at the time merchandise was there. So that is the reason that they call that is the first question I put it over there. The Indian contract is in the one of the oldest dash of our country. That is the business law, or trade law, or commercial law, or mercantile law. So the answer is The answer is the last one, Mercantile, we will say. Because it is the offspring of the mercantile, the Indian contract is there because the merchants are came over there through the sea and for the merchants, and that's why that we will say the mercantile law. We don't say the Indian Contract Act. That's the reason in the syllabus also they wrote not law of contract. Please see that they wrote mercantile law. See, in the syllabus also they wrote mercantile law 16 marks question. That is so. That is the reason where we can say it is a mercantile law. Yeah. Now come to the if you see the happen to see the old books, you will find the mercantile law, the textbook of mercantile law. And come to the next point is the final draft of the Indian Contract Act 1872 was the work of whose work it is. The final draft is concerned. Yes. It is a work of the two people, that is the Sir James Fitzmans Stephen. Of course, he is also a law of evidence. We can use the same word over there. Then the Sir Frederick Pollock is these are the two persons those who are main responsible for the final draft of the Indian Contract Act of 1872, which is present we are using. That's the answer is here. Either A and B. No, it is a both. A and B is the answer, correct answer for that one. They are the draftsmen and those who made responsible, that is the Stephen versus Pollock is concerned. Yes, now come to the third question is Indian Contract Act 1872 is consist of how many sections? See, this is another a disputed one is there. Yes, anyone? Because in some books you will find 266, in some places that you will find 238. Yes, which one is the correct one? Yes, anyone? Which one is the correct one?
238.
230 is generally the correct one because the 266 is not the one. Suppose if it is asked in the examination, you write only the 238 only. Yes. Come to the next. This I developed just now only. That's why I put 3A. That is the electronic contracts or e-contracts are also known as. Yes, A is cyber contracts, B is the electronic data in charge contracts, and C is the modern contract, and D is the both A and B. Answer is yes. Immediate.
Modern contracts.
I made you to confuse. I made it modern contract. Actually, there is no such a word would be used over there. But generally, people say it's a modern contract. But the actual name is it's a cyber contract or electronic data in charge contract. These are that means the D is both A and B is the correct answer for that one. Says what are which sections are repealed in the Indian Contract Act 1872. So these are the sections are repealed over there in the Indian Contract Act. If you happen to see the Bare Act, you could understand this thing. Yes, that is the chapter 7. The sales of goods tax is removed in its place. The sales of goods act separately, they made it over there, and the partnership also removed over there. That is section 239 to 266 schedules. With the schedules also, the right answer is both A and B is the right answer for that one. So if you happen to see the Contract Act, yes, here I put it there. It is definitely it is repealed over there. So I will show you with the proof. Yes, F and I can say repealed. Repealed. Repeal. Yeah, I have shown you on the screen 76 to 123 Sale of Goods Act under Chapter 7. It is repealed. That is one. And again, the repealed you will see it Chapter 11 of Partnership 239 to 266 with the schedules. It is repealed over there. Is it clear? See, I have shown with you with on my screen that what is the sections are repealed over there. Yes, and then I will come to the point. Next is the general principle of law of contract in Indian Contract Act 1872 runs from the section 1 to immediately. The answer should come before I finish my question.
75.
The answer is
75, sir.
answer is 75. That is the answer for that one. How many chapters are there under the general principle of contract? I say not the entire contract. I say please note the point. I did not say entire
Six
contract.
chapters.
Yes,
Six
the
chapters.
answer is 6 chapters only. The answer is 6 chapters only. That is the answer for that one. Please note the point. Preliminary sections 1 to 2 comes under which chapter? Preliminary sections 1 to 2 comes under which chapter? Answer is there is no chapter at all because I want to make you confused. That's why I put over there. See, preliminary doesn't have the chapter. Please, I have seen it. Chapter 1 starts from section 3. Chapter 1 starts from section 3 to make you confused. Section 1 and 2 comes in which chapter? Actually, none of the above is the answer for that one where we have to write it. So, the none of the above is the right answer because it will not cover section 1 and 2 will not cover because chapter 1 starts from the section 3. That's my point. Yes, under which chapter highest or maximum sections are in present in General Principle of Law of Contract and ICA, that is the Indian Contract Act of 1872. Did you understand first the question? The maximum number of the sections in present in the principle of law of contract, either chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4. Which one is the, in which chapter there are many sections are present? Anyone? Sir, we did not count it. No, that is the observation that you have to make it out because the probability would be there. They may ask such questions in that way also. The answer is chapter 4. Please, you can count it. There is a chapter 4 here. I counted already. Feedback I have given is chapter 1 is 7 sections. Chapter 2 is 22 sections. Chapter 3 is 6 sections. Chapter 4 is 31 sections. And chapter 5 is 5 sections. Chapter 6 is 3 sections. So this is the way that I made the feedback to you. Chapter 4 is the highest, that is 31. Yes. Wide agreements under the ICA. ICA means Indian Contract Act. Starts from section to section. Which section to which section? Wide agreements will start. Yes. Anyone? I think that you could be able to see my screen, isn't it? Wide agreements. Answer is 24 to 30. That is the answer for wide agreement. Starts from 24 and ends with the 30 in the ICA. Now come to the next point is 10. That is a certain relations resembling those created by the contract also be known as. This is a very easy question. To my knowledge, yes, I admitted. Yes. Anyone? Certain relations resembling those created by the contract also be known as. It is not a contingent contract. It is not a wagering contract. It is not. No, it is a quasi contract. That is called quasi contract. That is the answer, not adhesive contract. Then the question comes: a bank mistakenly transfers a large sum of money into your account. Now there is no written or oral or any sort of the agreement between you and the bank, but the money does not belong to you. Answers I made it over the A, B, C, and D. You will have to return the money even if you don't want to. That is number A. B. The bank will approach the court and the court will issue an order to return the money. Yes, that is B. C is it is becoming a quasi contract. Answer is suppose if bank has transferred at least 5 lakhs or 10 lakhs amount to your by mistakenly it is not your amount, so it is under quasi contract you are supposed to return it. So the answer is all of the above. Is it clear? Yes, participants, I saw them. Yes, I welcome them. So now come to that time and place of performance comes under which chapter of ICA 1872? Time and place of performance. Chapter 3, chapter 4, chapter 5, chapter 6. Answer is it is chapter 4. That is the answer for that one, right one, where the time and place of performance comes under the chapter 4 of the ICA. So feedback you have given here. Contract must be performed by whom contract must be performed. These are all the chapter under 4. Time and place of performance and performance of reciprocal promises, appropriation of the payment and contract which need not be performed. These are all subchapters or subheadings under the chapter 4. Yes, coming to the next is which one is not considered as an element of a contract? I could not hear your voice. Yes,
Offer.
which one is not considered as an element of a contract?
Count of
Pardon? It is not considered, I say, as an element of a contract. Offer is the element of a contract. Acceptance is the element of a contract. Consideration is an element of contract. The counter offer is not an element of contract because counter offer means it is not at all offer. They mere counter. It is not about a contract at all or an agreement also. So the correct answer is D. And goods displayed in a shop with a price label is dash. It is a very easy question. Yes.
An offer. An invitation to offer.
Yes. What is the case law, please?
An invitation to offer.
It is a case law. Case law, I am asking.
Case law.
Anyone? It is a famous case law, English case law. Button
Smartphone
chaku.
versus
Button chaku case law. Fisher versus Bell. Okay. Come to the point. An agreement to agree in future is it valid or voidable, illegal or unenforceable? An agreement to agree is
Valid, sir.
yes. It is
Valid.
unenforceable. An agreement to agree in future is unenforceable. So anyway, the offer has been terminated by the single offer, double offer, counter offer, none of the above. The offer has been terminated by the answer is
Counter offer.
counter offer. It will be terminated automatically. Okay. Quid pro quo means
something in
Return. Something in return.
something, sir.
something in return is the answer, not something in offer or nothing in return or something in acceptance. No, right answer is something in return is the right answer for that one. Yeah, necessary to the poor man's health and safety, which is not an essential thing. Please first to see what is my question. Which is not an essential thing for the poor man's health and safety.
Automobile or motorcycle.
Either you can say automobile or a motorcycle. That is not a poor man. I said word poor man here. That is the reason I made. Poor miners' health and safety, I said. If I say miners and health safety, it may be also be considered because of the status of the person is concerned. Yes.
Not given like
Yeah, necessaries. That comes under necessaries. Huh? Okay, come to the point. Suppose if the question is asked over there, whether the banyan is necessary for the miner or not.
not
Necessary.
Answer is not necessary. Shit is necessary. Come to the point again. In relation to contracts with minors, which of the following is not a voidable contract? Here I have given the lease property, contracts involving the sale of shares, contracts of partnership. Then last one is if the contract is for the benefit of the minor and does not place unfair responsibility on him or her.
Option D, sir. If the contract is for the benefit of minor and does not pay unfair responsibility on him or her.
It is the right answer is the last one, that is a D. If the contract is for the benefit of the minor and does not place the unfair responsibility on him or her, is the right answer for that one. Which of the following is not a type of mistake in contract law? Type of mistake in contract law. Here I will drag it, the questions. Which of the following is not, I say not, a type of mistake in contract law?
unilateral mistake.
No. Frustrated mistake. Common mistake, it is an ingredient. A mutual mistake, ingredient. Only frustrated mistake is not there. So hence that is the right answer for that one. Which of the following element is not incorrect? Is incorrect in the establishing an actionable misrepresentation. I say incorrect in establishing an actionable misrepresentation. Here I made the statement of a material fact that induces the other party into the contract, a false representation. The innocent party did or did not believe the statement to be true. The last one is the representation is induced. Yes.
A false representation.
Yeah. Which one is that? Answer is C. The innocent party did or did not believe the statement to be true. That is incorrect in establishing an actionable misrepresentation. That is an answer. Yes. Which of the following is not a type of misrepresentation? I said not a type of misrepresentation. Because
Innocent.
Yes.
Innocent misrepresentation.
No. Criminal misrepresentation. It is a criminal misrepresentation because the criminal misrepresentation is not a misrepresentation here. That is comes in the fraud or deceit. Yes, at common law, duress makes the contract voidable, void, illegal, or valid contract that binds the both parties. Duress.
Yes. Yes. A valid contract that binds both parties.
It is not the valid contract. When you say the duress makes the contract in the common law, it's voidable on the option of the other party. The answer is voidable. Yes, come to the next is where undue influence has been used to form the contract. The effect is that the contract is when the undue influence is there, automatically the answer is generally not void,
Void.
voidable because that is depending upon the other party. That is depending upon the other party. That is the saying. Where the undue influence has been used to form the contract, the effect is that the contract is voidable on the option of the other party. So now come to the case of Nottingham. Of course, this is not that much. No, because it is an English case law. It may not be asked over there because I compiled over there. Yes, when the contract has been agreed on the basis of a fraudulent misrepresentation, which of the following remedies are available? Remedies when the fraudulent misrepresentation is there in the contract act.
Voidable. That is.
Damages here, both damages and rescission, or damages
Damages.
only, or an injunction only, or rescission only. Answer is both damages and rescission.
Or rest.
Both damages and rescission will be these two remedies will be available over there. Which of the following statement is incorrect? Here I made there is no difference in law between an offer and an invitation to treat. The offer is a set of terms for which the offerer is willing to bound. C. In bilateral contracts, the party exchange the promises. D. Acceptance in contract may take through the conduct and need not necessarily be communicated.
That is D is the last one. The last
Incorrect.
one.
I say incorrect. Can't there be, is there any no difference in
Yes, sir. There is no
A?
difference.
There will not be any offer and an invitation to treat. There is a definition. Is there offer is different and invitation to treat is different? Answer is A. Yeah, the answer is A. Fisher versus Bell. See, I gave that here. Fisher versus Bell established the following point of law.
There is
Which
no
one?
difference. There is difference between in law between an offer and an invitation to treat.
Yes, that is
There
true.
is difference.
Yes, what is the Fisher versus Bell? Here I gave the many items over here. You can find it down and you tell me which one is the correct one, which is very relevant to the Fisher versus Bell. I already told you it is famous for invitation to treat. It is invitation to treat. It is not amount to offer. When the price tag is put on the what is the flick knife, that is called flick knife. Button chaku antaru dantu Telugulo. Answer is C. And I am sure that you could see the screen. Can I write it? Do you
No, we are not able to.
now you tell me. Can you able to see the screen?
No, sir.
Even now,
Even now also.
which I
Because the last the
the
26th question only appears.
We are able to see.
yes, because you just if you just close it, you turn it, you rotation, you can keep it. Then the letters are very much wide. You keep it that rotation. Suppose you are seeing the mobile, those who are seeing the viewing the on the laptop, you need not to make the topsy turvy. Then you can just enlarge it, that you could see it. Yeah. Now I enlarged it so that you could see it. The total. Yes, enlarged it. So answer
Price
is
tag on an item displayed in a shop window must be sold at the displayed price by the retailer. That is the answer.
yes. The C is the answer. An item in the shop window displaying a price tag is generally held as an invitation to trade. That is the actually principle which is laid down over there. Now come to the 28 is where a contract does not stipulate an expiry date, it will remain open. Suppose it did not say the stipulated date, expiry date is not there, it will remain open. Answer A. Forever until accepted by the offeree. B. Until expressly revoked by the offerer. C. Until a counter offer is made.
Until expressly revoked by the offerer.
But I don't know why they have given until a counter offer is made.
Who will make the counter offer, sir?
Of course, it is an offer, you only make the counter offer over there. But answer is, it is a doubtful answer for me also, because it is a forever until accepted by the offeree, it will be there generally. Of course, who will be offeree? Again, the question comes over there.
The customer. The customer.
Yeah, the last person, those who wants to accept it, the offer, it may be the acceptancy, and that will be the right answer here. But anyway, this is a bit, they say until the counter offer is made, not necessarily, because generally the forever until accepted, the offer is there, that will be the right. Anyway, that you check it and you will come to the final point if such a question is asked over there. Because I did not made the much research on that one, because I also got the doubt in the same manner as you got it. Yes, where a contract does not stipulate an expiry date, it will remain open. Again, I repeated the same thing until a counter offer is made, and that is actually the right answer for that one. And this, here it is. They have given in the one of the case law they gave until and a contract will expire after a reasonable time if no time limit of acceptance is included. The issue of a reasonable time is a case of specific as will be determined by the court. Of course, this is the another. Anyway, it's a disputed question. Better you try to avoid it, or you make the probability chance of anyone. Better you say until the offer is accepted over there. That will be quite proper according to our logic. Is concerned. Yes, where the offeror has promised to keep and open an offer for a specific period of time. Again, that is the time factor again. He may revoke the offer before time has expired, where he has been communicated to the offeree, must keep the offer open for this period of time, or may refuse to go ahead with the contract if he changed his mind, failed to communicate to his offeree. But anyway, this is a very lengthy one. But the answer is right answer is may revoke the offer before the time expired, where this has been communicated to the offeree. That is the proper answer, they said. May revoke the offer before the time has expired, where this has been communicated to the offeree. The offerer can may revoke it. Before that communication reaches to the offeree, at the time he is having the revoking power. That is what the question says. Yes,
Sir,
revoking.
please admit Ramarao garu, sir.
Okay. Because I did not check it. Yes, Gudupati Ramarao was there. Yes, I admitted him. Yeah, come to the point again. Which of the following is not effective communication of acceptance of an offer? Is not effective communication of acceptance of an offer. Yes, anyone?
Deviation from the method stipulated in the offer.
But that is not exactly the thing. Silence, can silence will be an effective communication? I say effective communication, even deviation also communication in deviated form. But silence is not at all a communication at all. Sir, maunam ardha angikaram. Is it true?
Sometimes silence is acceptance.
Yeah, that depends upon the context. But generally, yes. Anybody would comment on this one. Silence is acceptance or no acceptance in legal terminology. It is no acceptance. Yes. Then yes, this I will skip it because this agreement establishing this also. Yeah. Yes. You want to ask anything? This. Yeah. This will make it up. Yes.
There is such a specific thing mentioned. Silence is not legal acceptance.
Yeah. If nothing in the legal sense, silence is not an acceptance, nor partial acceptance. So in the legal sense, I am speaking over there. So naturally, when you want to say yes also, they will say with your mouth yes, don't nod your head. Even nodding also amount to communication, but nodding head they will not say with your mouth yes. So that is the word they use it. So an intention to create a legal relationship will be presumed in which of the following situation? See, I made the situation, intention to create the legal relationship. In which situation that is accepted? between friends and social acquaintance, between husband and wife, or where the parties is in a commercial relation, have established an agreement between them in a honor only, or between a parties in a commercial relationship.
Between parties in a commercial relation.
The answer is between parties in a commercial relation is the correct answer for the thing. Now, where a meaningless term is used in an agreement, that effect is the entire contract would be held unenforceable. It has no practical effect on the contract. The whole contract is enforceable. This term rather than the entire contract may be held unenforceable. Then the court will order the parties to rewrite the contract to more accurately identify what their intention were. So four choices are given over there, and where
If less term is used in the effect is the entire contract will be held unenforceable.
doctrine of severability is there. What the doctrine of severability will says, which is unnecessary part you cut it, necessary part you follow it. So answer is C. This
The
term
party
rather than entire contract may be held unenforceable. That is the answer they have given. This term rather than the entire contract may be held unenforceable. Of course, suppose if you want to enforce it, he can enforce it. Like time bar debt. Whether law will come into the picture, time bar debt should not be cleared. Answer. Law will not interfere. If the time bar debt is there, it is your
law
choice.
will
Yes.
not interfere, sir.
Law will not interfere in the moral obligations. It is the moral obligations would be there. Now even the time bar debt also you can pay it. But law will not enforce you. Yes, come to the point here again. Which of the following is not an example of a frustrating event? It is not an example of a frustrating event. See, I wrote not in capital letter. And here I made, yeah, this the subject matter of the contract ceases to exist. Of course, is one of the element for the frustrating. The contract has
Sir,
become pardon?
the contract has become significantly more expensive than anticipated and is now not profitable.
Yes, we cannot take the ground. సార్ నేను ఆక్షన్ వేసేటప్పుడు ధర తక్కువ ఉండే సార్, సిమెంట్ ధర తక్కువ ఉండే, స్టోన్ ధర తక్కువ ఉండే సార్, శాండ్ ధర తక్కువ ఉండే సార్, ఇప్పుడు పెరిగింది కాబట్టి వి వాంట్ టు చేంజ్ ఇట్. ఇట్ కెనాట్ బి చేంజ్డ్ ఓవర్ దేర్ వన్స్ ఇట్ ఈస్ మేడ్ ఓవర్ దేర్. ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ అమౌంట్ ఆఫ్ ఫ్రస్ట్రేటింగ్ కాంట్రాక్ట్. Yes, now then we'll quickly move to the other question. Yes, let me see. Breach of the following term will always entitle the innocent party to claim the damages and repudiate the contract. I repeat, breach of the following term will always be entitled the innocent party to claim damages and repudiate the contract. Is it a condition? Is it a warranty? It is a inanimate term or it is a representation? Yes, anyone? It is even for me also difficult sometimes. No, a innocent party. First, we have to understand the question. A innocent party to claim damages and repudiate the contract. That means here the answer I don't know. A condition, not a warranty or inanimate term representation. A condition. What they said is answer is a condition, and which makes repudiate the contract. If you put the wrong condition, yes, you can have the repudiate the contract and you can claim the damages also. So of course, the feedback which I have given is a breach of a condition gives the injured party to option to both the terminate, repudiate the contract and claim damages. In some instances, it may be advantageous for the injured party to claim damages, but also to continue with the contract. Either you can continue the damages or you can make it a contract, repudiate it, and both the option is will be given to the party. Yes, damages arising out of breach of a breach under the ICA 1872 are what type of the damages you will claim in the breach of contract?
Exemplary and A and B, sir. General
See,
damage, special damage.
very rare cases you will find the exemplary damages, especially when you promised somebody to marry, if you don't marry it, exemplary damages are awarded over there. Number one. Number two, the bounce of check is there, exemplary damages are awarded over there. Even though it is a crime, now exemplary damages are generally given. In these two occasions, it will be given, otherwise it will not be given. Okay, come to the next point. When assessing a damages payment for a breach of a contract, which of the following is criteria is not considered by the court? I say not considered by the court. See, option is damages must not be too remote, damages must be quantifiable, the innocent party must have sought to mitigate his or her losses, none of the above.
None of the above. None of the above.
Damages must not be too remote. In the contract, they will not say, not consider. That is, damages must not be too remote is the answer for that one. The court will ensure that damages for breach of contracts are not too remote. That is given in the case of, very famous case is there. That is the case of Hadley versus Bugsendale. Whenever there is an too remote is given over there, then the classical case law is Hadley versus Bugsendale. That is a shaft of a floor mill, shaft of a mill. That is the case law. Yes. Which of the following is a common law remedy?
Damages.
Pardon?
Damages.
Injunction is a family law remedy. Specific performance, answer is clearly damages is the damage is the actually the primary use. That the damage is a common law remedy. The others are established of the equity, and the injunctions are equity. Specific performance are equity. The others are equity. Only damages are common law remedy. Yeah, but this is also a bit. I already governed this. Remoteness of damages was elaborated in the case of just before I said. That
Hadley
is
Boxendale.
Hadley versus Bangladesh. See, if the remoteness of damages comes over there, immediately that you have to, without having second thought, immediately you have to go to the Hadley versus
Hadley
Bangladesh.
Boxendale.
Yes, that is the correct answer for that one. Then this feedback is very good. Yeah. Then object of an award of damages of breach of contract is to place the claimant, so far as money can do it, in the same situation with respect to the damages as if the contract had not been performed, or contract had been performed, or contract had been fulfilled, or none of the above.
Contract had not been performed.
No, contract had been performed, because we will pay the damages as if you pay the damages as if that the contract been performed to you. When you are not performed it, it is deemed that it is performed to you. That's why damages are given over there. The answer is, if the contract had been performed, and that is the answer. If you correctly see it, the answer for that one. Yes.
C and A seem to be same.
No, because here I made a contract had not been performed. No. Actually, the statement says with respect to damages as if the contract had been performed. ఎందుకంటే పైసలు ఎందుకు ఇస్తామంటే కాంట్రాక్ట్ చేసినట్టే అయింది కాబట్టి ఇస్తాం, అది సంగతి.
And, but C also seems to be the answer.
Let me see. Fulfilled, I say fulfilled. No, the what do you use it? Fulfilled, we should not use the word, because actually performance is the appropriate word. Legal terminology. The appropriate legal terminology is not fulfilled. Appropriate legal terminology is performed. That's why I put it the fulfilled to fill the gap is concerned. Yes, come to the next. Which one? Which of the following is not a factor used in distinguishing a penalty clause from a liquidated damages? I say not. Penalty is different. Liquidated damages are different. So it is a bit understanding. You have to understand very clearly. Otherwise, you
Yes.
could not.
Then
Yeah, it takes time.
See, the question of the status of the term is judged at the time of making of the contract, not at the time of breach.
But they say here, which of the following is not a factor used in distinguishing a penalty clause from a liquidated damage? I don't know. The answer they have given is The specific use of the words liquidated damages is conclusive proof of the status of the term. What they give the answer like this. The specific use of the words liquidated damages is conclusive proof of the status of the term. That was the answer they have given, and that is the difference between the penalty. In penalty, naturally, uh, is it a discretion of a person? Penalty?
Penalty is not the discretion of the court.
A penalty generally the court makes the penalty and fine. The court make police make a fine, but I don't know whether something. Suppose if they ask penalty, what is the difference in penalty and fine?
Penalty in civil cases,
Hmm. Fine in
fine in
criminal
criminal.
cases,
Fine,
but a fine is fixed or a penalty is fixed,
fine is fixed.
and penalty means it is a discretion.
Yes.
To me also the same, because fine is generally no helmet, this much fine. No seat belt, this much fine. No mask now, this much fine. And it's fixed over there. Yes, it's the fine. Yeah, please keep that way, because sometimes they may ask in that way also.
Penalty can be reduced, whereas fine cannot be reduced.
But penalty clause you can keep in the contract.
Civil law.
Yes, civil law. Yes, please keep the difference, because sometimes they may ask such a question also to see your logic, how much the logic that you use it and how much the reason that you use it. Okay, the law on liquidated damages is governed by the section of the Indian Contract Act 1872. Liquidated damages 74B. That is the right answer for that one. Yeah, which of the following is not a type of injunction? I said not a type of injunction. I am sure that you can
Rectifying
get it.
injunction.
It is a rectifying injunction,
Rectifying injunction.
because mandatory injunction is there, prohibitory injunction there, intermediate injunction. Suppose if it's a timid quid injunction, timid quid injunction, also injunction. Minerva injunction, yes, Minerva injunction, it's also injunction. Freezing injunction, yes, it is also injunction. Freezing. Yeah, these are all other type of the injunction. Please note the point. Yes, what is the time limit for the contract? Simple contract.
Simple.
Time limit.
3 years. 3 years. 3 years.
Months.
Sorry, 6 years. If you check it again, because I gave here, Limitation Act 1980 provides that a breach of a simple contract claims must be made within 6 years from when the right to action arose. With the contract made under deed, the claim must be established within 12 years. You see, the contract me under deed is there, the claim
In
must
the
be,
case of promissory note, that is 3 years.
transferring is 3 years. What about the check?
Promissory note.
Yeah. What about the check?
3 months.
Is it 3 months or 6 months?
3 months
6
only,
months.
sir.
I think 3 months only. Otherwise, yeah, it is 3 months. Right, you are right. In the case of a contract for sale, some rare articles or things for which there is no substitute in the market, the court may grant. I think this is a very easy question. See, suppose a rare article is there. He says, I will give you the money to you.
Quantum merit.
నువ్వు 10 కాదు 10 రెట్లు ఇచ్చినా నాకు అవసరం లేదు, నా కాంట్రాక్ట్ మాత్రం నా కాంట్రాక్ట్ చేయాలి, తప్పక చేయాలి.
Quantum merit.
అసలు క్వశ్చన్ అర్థమైందా మీకు? ఇఫ్ ఎనీ కేస్ ఆఫ్ బ్రీచ్ ఆఫ్ ఏ కాంట్రాక్ట్ ఫర్ సేల్ సమ్ రేర్ ఆర్టికల్ ఆర్ ఎ థింగ్ ఫర్ విచ్ దెర్ ఇస్ నో సబ్స్టిట్యూట్ ఇన్ ద మార్కెట్, ద కోర్ట్ మే గ్రాంట్
Special performance.
స్పెసిఫిక్ పెర్ఫార్మెన్స్ ఆఫ్ ది కాంట్రాక్ట్. నువ్వు 100 ఇచ్చినా నేను ఒప్పుకోను, నువ్వు 200 ఇచ్చినా నేను ఒప్పుకోను, నాకు కాంట్రాక్టే కావాలా, నాకు ఇల్లే కావాలా. ఓకే, కమ్ టు ద నెక్స్ట్ ఈజ్ of course it will be a bit a proposal cannot be revoked when, here I made the 4 choices.
By the lapse of time prescribed
Yeah, yeah, it is.
Suppose it is accepted.
Yeah, it is a bit time consuming. A proposal cannot be revoked. Say cannot be revoked. So the answer they give here is by an act of involving the moral turpitude of the proposer, whether related to the proposal or otherwise. But generally, when you say proposal cannot be revoked over there, when the acceptance is over, generally, when the acceptance is over there, generally that is the answer where we can say a proposal cannot be revoked. But anyway, such a question should be there. Then you can use the probability because sometimes our answer may not have a specific reason for that one. There's another one. Quick, go to the another point is which of the following is not a necessary feature to convert a proposal into a promise? Which of the following is not a necessary feature to convert a proposal into a promise? The acceptance must be absolute. The accept must be within the prescribed time limit. The acceptance must be unqualified. The accept must be expressed in some usual or unreasonable manner. So for me also a difficult thing, there is the probability you can make it out. The answer they have given is the acceptance must be within the prescribed time limit. If the acceptance must be within the prescribed time limit, naturally even a proposal that come into the promise. So they said it is the answer is like that. The convert a proposal into a promise when the acceptance must be within the prescribed time limit would be there. So that is the answer which he has given over there. Suppose if there is no time limit in the contract, again the question comes: does the contract open forever? Yes, anyone. We discussed this thing. But naturally, when there is no time limit for the contract, whoever finds it, yes, he can claim the money. Suppose if he make the contract, whoever finds my son or daughter, they will be rewarded. If such a thing will be there, if a man finds after 3 years, can he claim it or not? If you see it, naturally there is no time limit would be there. Naturally he is bound. Unless he again give the count.
When the proposal or acceptance of any promise
Yeah.
is made in any way other than words,
Now, suppose if he has published in the newspaper, whoever finds my son or daughter, I will give the reward. And after 3 years, he found it. Whether the contract is valid? To me, it's a valid contract because he did not revoke the such a offer. Suppose if he revoked the offer, yes, that is obviously one cannot make it out. See, whenever you have any doubt, please don't do that question first. You leave it. When you leave it the time, another time, then you can tick it. Because the last moment that you can tick it, but when you have the doubt, don't do it. First, you
last
go through.
one, it should
Yeah.
not be declared void expressly.
Yeah, the above one. Anyway, that we will see it. Yeah, here in this case, which of the following feature is not essential for a contract? Yes, the answer is it should be in writing only. Why? Which of the following is not an essential for a contract? I say not essentially for a contract. You should not be declared void expressly. It's not essential. Not an essential for a contract. It is it should be in writing is only the essential of a contract, not an essential
Yes,
of a contract.
it should be in writing, sir.
Can also
No,
be oral.
no. Contract can also be a oral contract, but
There
preferably
must be
registration of
witness for it.
registration of the immovable property should not be oral. It should be a written form. But here in this example, it should be in writing. It is not an essential of a contract. But free consent of the parties competent to contract, yes,
Then
essential of a contract.
D is the answer.
No, it should not. But the answer they gave is it should not be in writing only. But it should not be declared void expressly. Why? Suppose if there is no contract, where the question of declared void will come over there? There is no question of contract. Where is the question of void will come over there? So naturally, in that answer, we should be not, we should be in writing only is not an essential of contract in the above case. Now let me see that which of the following is not a necessary feature of a free consent. I said not.
Caused by mistake.
The right answer is when the consent is not caused by misunderstanding. That is the right answer what they said. When the consent is not caused, no. When the for consent, there must be not be coercion. That is the essential element. When the consent is undue influence is there, yes, that also there
That
should not be undue
last
influence. The last one is correct.
four are essential, sir. All these four are actually essential.
Not misunderstanding is there. They say when the consent is not caused by misunderstanding, it is not a necessary feature of a free consent is concerned. Suppose if the misunderstanding is concerned, then we say consens ad idem. That is another maxim because suppose if he is having the two houses and he will sell my house, but he is not specified which house. At that instant, the contract is not a valid contract because subject matter is vague. Subject matter is vague. But here say which of the following when the consent is not caused by misunderstanding. He thinks in different way and other person feel in different way. But when he is given the consent, your thinking will not pay into consideration because when you give the consent, you have to give by reasonable means. Don't give without thinking it. సార్ నేను చదవకుండా నేను సైన్ పెట్టిన సార్ అంటే ఒప్పుకుంటారా అండి ఎవరన్నా ఒప్పుకుంటారా ఆన్సర్ ఇస్ నో ఓకే లెట్ వి గో టు ద అనదర్ పాయింట్ contingent contract means what is a contingent contract and I am sure
Future.
that you know it.
Agreements which are not certain or capable of being made.
In future it may happen, it may not happen.
May not happen. May or may not happen.
Yeah, that is the, but here which is the option which I have given is there. The answer here they said a contract to do or not to do something if some event or collateral to such a contract does or does not happen. So that would be the right answer they say. But the first one say a suit entrusted to any person, not suit, it is a contract. A suit will not come into the picture here. Any game or other uncertain event of such may wager is made. Whenever the wager word comes over there, generally that is not enforceable. Please note the point.
That is wager contract. That is betting.
But only one exceptions are there. Lottery. Whether lottery is voidable contract, void contract.
Void contract.
No, that is valid contract. Valid.
See, exception is there for wagering contract. Lottery is exceptions. Casino is exceptions.
That is statutory authority has made.
Yeah, of course, there is there is an act is made later on. Later on, act is made. Lottery act is there. The specific act is there. Horse races are concerned. Casinos are concerned. But only the one point is there. Money should not be transacted over there on the table. That's why they keep plastic coins. Are you? Sir, we have never gone to casino. Even myself also not gone to casino. But I saw in the movies. Yes, come to the point. Another point. When two or more persons have made joint promise, then unless a contrary intention appears from the contract, all such person must fulfill the promise. Jointly, severally, jointly or severally, or jointly and severally. When two or more persons
Jointly or severally. Jointly or severally.
Jointly and severally is the right answer for that one. At that instance, not only jointly or severally or joint or severally.
Where is the problem, sir? Even if they perform it severally also, what is the problem to the other party?
But generally what they do know, even for quasi contract, it may be possibility. You can make jointly or severally, but in certain contracts, of course, you will make one party, the other party will ask definitely because he is also the party to the contract, so you include his name also. Why I should have to be responsible? My share is this much only. They can make if the person who wants to file a case may not also name it. I'm sure that the other party will include the other person name because he will becomes the total liability would be there on him. But I don't know where here point is they say jointly and severally that you do have such a right to make it not necessarily only one. See, when you are making party, whether it's a party or not, you include that person also. He says, sir, I am not the party. Okay, you prove that you are not a party, then you will be relieved. Are you following me? So anyway, but the answer is that
It is regarding only performance on.
regarding penalty is concerned, regarding punishment is concerned, the court verdict is concerned, naturally he will not pay that much because he will say jointly and severally he will say. Yes, please.
Performance only, even
Yes.
both.
Suppose AB is there. AB has
Both.
taken 100 rupees from C.
Even one party performs also,
Yeah.
the partner will seek benefit.
No, he may file it for the getting his share from the other party also. Anyway, we'll check it while we are giving while we are giving answer. Just be cautious and give the answer for that one. But anyway, probability would be there because generally there will be some technicality. That is the reason they mentioned in that way. Let's come to the another point. A promise to marry B. Later on, B died. Then the contract of marriage. A promised to marry B. Later on, B died. This contract of marriage is
Then contract of marriage is that is
Become
void.
it is answer is becomes automatically void. Answer is because that is the agreement to do an impossible act is
That is also void.
it is also a void. We cannot create the miracle.
Null and void. Null and
Yeah.
void.
Yes, both are thing. అరే ఈ పెన్ను కొనుక్కుంటే మీరు ఫస్ట్ క్లాస్ వస్తుందని అమ్మిండి అనుకోండి ఎవడన్నా మీరు ఏమంటాడు దాన్ని
The first
అరే వీడు పెట్టక ఏమి ఏ పెట్టక ఆ,
at the first instance, it is void.
వాడు పెట్టక వాడు ఏం చేసిన సన్ఫ్లవర్ ఫ్లవరే పెట్టింటారు నీ చెవులా అంటాడు అంటారా అన్నారా సన్ఫ్లవర్
Yeah.
యా నౌ కమ్ టు ద అనదర్ ద లా ఆఫ్ కాంట్రాక్ట్ ఈజ్ నథింగ్ బట్ a child of commercial dealing, a child of religion, a child of day-to-day politics, a child of economics.
A child of economics.
నేను ఫస్ట్ అదే అనుకున్నా నేను తర్వాత నేను ఎకనామిక్స్ రాదు అది కమర్షియల్ డీలింగ్ అది కాంట్రాక్ట్ ఈజ్ ఏ కమర్షియల్ డీలింగ్ ఎకనామిక్స్ అనేది ఇప్పుడు తక్కువ ధర ఎక్కువ ధర అక్కడ ఎకనామిక్స్ వస్తుంది కానీ కమర్షియల్ డీలింగ్ లో మాత్రం కాంట్రాక్ట్ వస్తుంది సో ప్లీజ్ నోట్ ద పాయింట్ సమ్ టైమ్స్ ఇట్ మే కన్ఫ్యూజ్డ్ ఓవర్ దేర్ ఏ చైల్డ్ ఆఫ్ ఎ కమర్షియల్ డీలింగ్ ఇస్ ఎ కమర్షియల్ ట్రాన్సాక్షన్ యాక్చువల్లీ కాంట్రాక్ట్ ఈజ్ ఎ కమర్షియల్ ట్రాన్సాక్షన్ అచ్చా సపోజ్ ఇఫ్ దే ఆస్క్ వాట్ ఈస్ ద బేసిక్ థింగ్ ఇన్ ఎ కాంట్రాక్ట్ పార్టీస్ ఆఫర్ యాక్సెప్టెన్స్ కన్సిడరేషన్ సార్ ఎక్కడ ఉన్నది సార్ లేదు నేను చెప్తాను ఇప్పుడు
Everything is
basic thing in the contract parties offer acceptance consideration నేనన్నా కొట్లాట దానికి కనీసం ఇద్దరు పార్టీలైనా కావాలా సార్ నేను అద్దం ముందర నుండి కొట్లాడుకుంటా సార్ అద్దం ముండ ఉండి చూసుకోవచ్చు హ్యాండ్సమా బ్యూటిఫుల్ అని
There should be two parties.
there should be a basic thing for the contract is parties not offer not acceptance not consideration బతుకుంటే బలసాకైనా తినొచ్చు కాబట్టి మీరు ముందుగా ఫీజు కట్టేసేయండి ఎగ్జామినేషన్ ఫీ ఆ తర్వాత ప్రమోషన్ వస్తుందా ఎగ్జామ్ అవుతుందా ఆన్లైన్ ఆ తర్వాత సంగతి ఓకే ప్లీజ్ ఇన్ఫార్మ్ ద అదర్ పీపుల్ ఆల్సో ద సేమ్ థింగ్ బేసిక్ థింగ్ యూ పే ద ఎగ్జామినేషన్ ఫీ యా నౌ కమ్ టు సార్ వాట్ అబౌట్ ద ట్యూషన్ ఫీజ్ దట్ ఆల్సో సపోజ్ టు పే బట్ ద బేసిక్ థింగ్ ఈస్ ఎస్ కమ్ టు ద పాయింట్ a wide agreement is a wide ab initio but wide a contract is not wide ab initio yes this is a logical I repeat, a wide agreement is a wide ab initio, but a wide contract is not wide ab initio. True or false? Here I made true, false, partly true, partly false.
True,
False.
true, 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 true.
Logic is true. A
True.
wide agreement is wide. Ab
Wide
initio.
agreement.
Yes. But all wide contract is not wide in ab initio. So it's a true.
All
So now,
agreements are
yeah, all agreements are is wide ab initio. But wide contract is not wide ab initio. అది కాదు అది. వైడ్ కాంట్రాక్ట్ ab initio లో వైడ్ కాదు అది. తర్వాత వైడ్ అవుతుంది అది.
okay, okay. It's only wide.
It is answer is ab initio కాదు అది. తర్వాత వైడ్ అవుతుంది. That is different thing. కానీ ab initio మాత్రం కాదు.
Agreement, at the stage of agreement, it is wide ab initio.
Yeah, at the stage of agreement, yes, it is available. But when it is completely made, then it becomes wide. Later point.
That's
Yeah,
why
this-
true is the correct answer.
Yeah, true is the correct answer. Okay. Drawing cash from ATM, sale by fall of hammer at an auction sale, etc. are example of express contract, implied contract, tacit contract, unlawful contract. Hint. మనం బస్ ఎక్కినాం అనుకోండి, ఏ కాంట్రాక్ట్ అండి ఇది?
Implied
ఇంప్లాయిడ్ కాంట్రాక్ట్ అవుతుంది అది ఆటోమేటిక్ గా. ఏటీఎం ఇప్పుడు సర్వీస్ ఛార్జ్ తీసుకుంటారా అండి? ఏటీఎం లో కట్ చేస్తున్నారా సర్వీస్ ఛార్జెస్?
అర్థం అవ్వలేదు.
temporarily, that is withheld, sir, during Corona period.
ఎస్.
పర్ మంత్ కి ఒక 5 టైమ్స్ కంటే ఎక్కువ తీసుకుంటే సర్వీస్ చార్జెస్
During Corona period, it is relaxed, sir. You can take from any ATM, any bank's ATM, any number of times.
బట్ ఈస్ ఓన్లీ దిస్ పీరియడ్. ఇన్ ఆర్డినరీ పీరియడ్,
This, in ordinary period, there is restriction.
సపోజ్ ఈ క్వశ్చన్ ని నేను ట్విస్ట్ చేసిన అనుకోండి, ఎట్ ప్రెసెంట్ ఏటీఎం సర్వీస్ ఛార్జెస్ ఆర్ ఇంపోజ్డ్ అని పెట్టినాం అనుకోండి, అయితే మీరు ఆన్సర్ ఏం చేయాలంటే నాట్ ఇంపోజ్డ్ అని పెట్టాలా, ఆర్ ఫాల్స్ అని పెట్టాలా మీరు. ఎందుకంటే ప్రజెంట్ అన్నాడు అక్కడ. ప్రజెంట్ అని అన్నాడు అనుకుందాం ఎగ్జామ్ లో, ఎందుకంటే దర్ ఇస్ ఎ ప్రాబబిలిటీ. ప్రజెంట్ అని అన్నది అనుకుందాం, మీరు ఏం చేయాలి? మీరు నాట్ సర్వీస్ ఛార్జెస్ ఆర్ ఇంపోజ్డ్ ఓవర్ దేర్ ఇది అని చెప్పేసాలి మీరు. ఓకే. అచ్చా, కార్లిల్ వర్సెస్ కార్బోలిక్ స్మోక్ బాల్స్ కంపెనీ కేసు ఇస్ రిలేటెడ్ టు ఏం కేసులా అండి ఇది? వైడ్ కాంట్రాక్టా, ఇల్లీగల్ కాంట్రాక్టా, యూనిలేటరల్ కాంట్రాక్టా, బయలేటరల్ కాంట్రాక్టా?
bilateral contract.
కార్లిల్ వర్సెస్ కార్బోలిక్ స్మోక్ బాల్ కంపెనీ కేసులా ఈజ్ వైడ్ కాంట్రాక్టా, ఇల్లీగల్ అగ్రిమెంటా, యూనిలేటరల్ కాంట్రాక్టా, బయలేటరల్ కాంట్రాక్ట్?
bilateral contract.
సార్ అక్కడ ఆఫర్ ఎవరు, యాక్సెప్టెన్స్ ఎవరండి? కార్లిల్ వర్సెస్ కార్బోలాక్స్ లా వీడు పబ్లిష్ చేస్తారు న్యూస్ పేపర్ లా. ఎవరైతే ఈ నాఫ్థలిన్ బాల్స్ యూజ్ చేస్తారో వాళ్ళకు ఇన్ఫ్లుయెన్జా రాదు, కానీ ఈ పద్ధతిలో యూజ్ చేయాలా, దాని కొరకు ఇంటెన్షన్ టు క్రియేట్ ద లీగల్ రిలేషన్స్ కొరకు నేను 100 pounds నేను నాలో డిపాజిట్ చేసిన అని చెప్పెడతాడు. ఎదుటి వ్యక్తి ఎవడైనా కానివ్వండి, ముందుగా ఆఫర్ పెట్టినప్పుడు వీడు చెప్పినప్పుడు అది యూనిలేటర్ కాంట్రాక్ట్ కింద వస్తుంది, బయలేటర్ కాంట్రాక్ట్.
Public is the other party.
పబ్లిక్ ఈజ్ ద అదర్ పార్టీ, హూవర్ మేబీ. కాబట్టి కార్లిల్ వర్సెస్ కార్బోలిక్ స్మోక్ బాల్ కంపెనీ కేసులా ఈజ్ ఏ యూనిలేటర్ కాంట్రాక్ట్. అంటే ఒక సైడ్ నుండి అయింది, తర్వాత ఆపోజిట్ పార్టీ
For that matter,
Yeah.
it is only an offer. It is not even a contract.
See, it is only an offer. Strictly speaking, it is only offer. మీరు క్వశ్చన్ ఇట్లా కూడా అనవచ్చు. స్ట్రిక్ట్లీ స్పీకింగ్, ఇన్ ద కార్లిల్ వర్సెస్ కార్బోలిక్ స్మోక్ బాల్ కంపెనీ కేసులా ద ఎలిమెంట్ ఈజ్ ఆఫర్, ప్రపోజల్, ప్రామిస్ ఆర్ ఇన్విటేషన్ టు ఆఫర్ ఆర్ ఇన్విటేషన్ టు ట్రీట్ అన్నాడు అనుకోండి మీరు, అది ఓన్లీ ప్రపోజల్ పెట్టిండని అంతే, ఓన్లీ ఆఫర్ అని చెప్పాలి. అది ఇట్ ఇస్ ఓన్లీ ఆఫర్ అందామా అండి, ప్రామిస్ అందామా దాంట్లో?
Offer.
ఇట్ ఇస్ ఆఫర్.
Offer.
ఆఫర్, ప్రామిస్ ఆల్సో ఆఫర్.
Yeah, promise is also.
It is amount. A promise also in an offer. It's said to be. Please check it in the definitions. You will find it. Anyway, and all illegal agreements are void, but all void agreements are not illegal. Yes, all illegal agreements
Yes.
are void, but all void agreements are not illegal. Answer is true.
Yeah. True.
ఎందుకంటే అబ్వియస్ ఫ్యాక్టర్ మీరు లాజికల్ చూడండి. ఆల్ అగ్రిమెంట్స్ ఆర్ అరే మనం ఇద్దరం కలిసి దొంగతనం చేద్దామరా అనుకున్నాండి. ఆ అగ్రిమెంట్ అది వైడా వైడబులా అభినిషియనా? వైడ్ అగ్రిమెంట్ అభినిషో వైడ్ అగ్రిమెంట్ అది.
Why definition?
Yeah, అభినిషో ఓన్లీ. అకార్డింగ్ టు ఎన్ఫోర్సిబిలిటీ ద కాంట్రాక్ట్ మే బి క్లాసిఫైడ్ యాజ్ ఎన్ఫోర్సిబిలిటీ.
All valid contracts.
వ్యాలిడ్ కాంట్రాక్ట్ అవుతుంది, వైడ్ కాంట్రాక్ట్స్ కూడా అవుతుంది,
All of them.
అవుతుంది. అన్ని
All of
ఎన్ఫోర్సిబిలిటీ ప్రకారం ఆల్ ఆఫ్ దెమ్ వస్తాయి. ఆ తర్వాతనే వైడబుల్ కాంట్రాక్ట్ అని తెలుస్తుంది, వైడ్ కాంట్రాక్ట్ అని తెలుస్తుంది, వ్యాలిడ్ కాంట్రాక్ట్ అని తెలుస్తుంది, వైడ్ అబినిషన్ కూడా తెలుస్తుంది అప్పుడు. ఎస్, ఏ కాంట్రాక్ట్ ఇన్ విచ్ అండర్ ద టర్మ్ ఆఫ్ ఎ కాంట్రాక్ట్ నథింగ్ రిమైన్స్ టు బి డన్ బై ఐదర్ పార్టీ ఈజ్ నోన్ యాజ్, ఐ రిపీట్, ఏ కాంట్రాక్ట్ ఇన్ విచ్ under the terms of a contract nothing remains to be done by either party is known as
Why definition?
executed contract, executory contract, unilateral contract, or none of the above.
None of them.
See, first you check it.
Executed contract.
Nothing remains to be done by either party is known as, అసలు ఆ కాంట్రాక్ట్ లో ఇక అన్ని అయిపోయినాయి, ఇంక ఏం చేయవసరం లేదు, ఇక కాంట్రాక్ట్ అయిపోయింది దానికి ఎగ్జిక్యూటెడ్ కాంట్రాక్ట్ అంటాం. ఇక ఏం చేయవలసిన అవసరం లేదు, అన్ని అయిపోయినాయి. ఎగ్జిక్యూటెడ్ కాంట్రాక్ట్, ఎగ్జిక్యూటెడ్ అంటే చేయబోయేది, యూనిలేటర్ అంటే
Performed contract.
యా యూనిలేటర్ అంటే వన్ సైడ్ నుండి అయ్యేది. కాబట్టి ఆన్సర్ ఇస్ ఎగ్జిక్యూటెడ్ కాంట్రాక్ట్ అవుతుంది. అది కరెక్ట్ ఆన్సర్.
అన్ని కాంట్రాక్ట్ లో ఉన్నాయని ఫుల్ఫిల్ అయినాయి కాబట్టి, పెర్ఫార్మ్ అయినాయి కాబట్టి అది ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అయిపోయింది.
అయిపోయింది. దానికి మళ్ళీ ఏ పార్టీ ఏం చేయవలసిన అవసరమే లేదు దాంట్లో.
Yeah.
ఎక్స్ప్రెస్ కాంట్రాక్ట్ మీన్స్ ఏ కాంట్రాక్ట్ మేడ్ బై ఎక్స్ప్రెస్ కాంట్రాక్ట్. నోటుతో చెప్పినా కూడా ఎక్స్ప్రెస్ కాంట్రాక్ట్ అండి, రాసిన కూడా ఎక్స్ప్రెస్ కాంట్రాక్ట్ అండి,
వర్డ్స్ అండ్ డాక్యుమెంట్స్, బోత్ వర్డ్స్ అండ్ డాక్యుమెంట్స్.
డాక్యుమెంట్ పెట్టినా కూడా ఎక్స్ప్రెస్ కాంట్రాక్ట్ అండి, వాట్స్ అండ్ డాక్యుమెంట్ పెట్టినా ఎక్స్ప్రెస్ కాంట్రాక్ట్ అండి. ఇక మరి అన్ని చెప్పినప్పుడు ఏమున్నది సార్, లాస్ట్ ఛాన్స్ ఒకటే కదా సార్, డి. ఎస్, ఆన్సర్ ఓరల్ కూడా అయినా కాంట్రాక్ట్, ఎక్స్ప్రెస్ కాంట్రాక్ట్, రిటర్న్ అయినా కాంట్రాక్ట్, డాక్యుమెంట్ పెట్టినా కాంట్రాక్ట్, వాట్స్ డాక్యుమెంట్ పెట్టినా కాంట్రాక్ట్. కాబట్టి ఆల్ ఆఫ్ దెమ్ ఇస్ ద ఎక్స్ప్రెస్ కాంట్రాక్ట్. సపోజ్ ఇఫ్ ఇది అడిగింది అనుకోండి, ఏం చెప్తారండి? ద కాంట్రాక్ట్ యాక్ట్ ఆఫ్ 1872 వాజ్ ఎనాక్టెడ్ ఆన్, ఎస్, ఇప్పుడు చెప్పండి సార్. అన్ని ఒక తిరిగిన కనబడతాను నేను సార్. 25th ఏప్రిల్, 25th మే, 25th జూన్, 1st సెప్టెంబర్. సార్ ఏది సార్ కరెక్ట్ ఆన్సర్? సి, ఎనాక్టెడ్ వేరు, ఎఫెక్టివ్ వేరు. ప్లీజ్ నోట్ ద పాయింట్. ఎనాక్టెడ్ అన్నారనుకోండి,
సెప్టెంబర్ 1872.
ఎనాక్టెడ్ అనుకోండి 1st సెప్టెంబర్ అనాలా, ఎఫెక్టివ్ అన్నాడు అనుకోండి 25th ఏప్రిల్ 1872 అనాలా. ప్లీజ్ నోట్ ద పాయింట్. ఇది యాక్చువల్లీ enacted is right word here. 25th April 1872 is enacted. Implemented, enacted ఏమో 25th April 1872. That's the correct answer. Suppose effective from అన్నప్పుడు I'm sure it is the 1st September 1872. Please check it because I think I already made in this case law here. ఇక్కడ చేశాను అనుకుంటా. Okay, now we will come to the another point. A business leaves his goods at B's place by mistake. ఏ అతను వ్యక్తి, ఏ బిజినెస్ మ్యాన్ లీవ్స్ హిస్ గూడ్స్, అంబరిల్లా అనుకుందాం, బి ఇన్ ద బీస్ ప్లేస్ లో మిస్టేక్ లా వదిలిపెట్టాడు. బి ట్రీట్స్ ద సేమ్ యాజ్ హిజ్ ఓన్ అండ్ యూజెస్ ఇట్. ఆ అంబరిల్లాను మనం ఓన్ అని యూసుకున్నాడు బి, ఎందుకంటే వర్షాకాలం కాబట్టి. బి ఈస్ బౌండ్ టు కంపెన్సేట్ ఏ ఫర్ ఇట్ అండర్ ద ప్రిన్సిపల్ ఆఫ్, ఏ ప్రిన్సిపల్?
కండిషనల్ కాంట్రాక్ట్.
స్పెసిఫిక్ పెర్ఫార్మెన్సా, కండిషనల్ కాంట్రాక్టా, స్పెషల్ డ్యామేజెసా, క్వాసై కాంట్రాక్టా? లాస్ట్ వన్ ఇది క్వాజై కాంట్రాక్ట్ కూడా పెట్టినా నేను. స్పెసిఫిక్ పెర్ఫార్మెన్స్ అసలే కాదు, కండిషనల్ అసలే కాదు అది కూడా. ఎందుకంటే హీ అటు బెయిలీ కింద అటు పెట్టుకోవాలి. అది హీఈస్ నాట్ ద ఓనర్, హీఈస్ మియర్లీ ఎ బెయిలీ. సో యూఆర్ సపోజ్ టు రిటర్న్ ఇట్. ఎందుకంటే మిస్టేక్ లో చేసింది కదా,
Quasi contract.
క్వాజై కాంట్రాక్ట్ అవుతుంది అది. యాక్చువల్ ఆన్సర్ ఇస్ క్వాజై కాంట్రాక్ట్ ఇస్ ద రైట్ ఆన్సర్. ఎస్, క్వాంటమ్ మెరిట్ ఈజ్ డాష్ వర్డ్. ఏ వర్డ్ అండి ఇది? క్వాంటమ్ మెరిట్ ఇంగ్లీష్ వాడా, ఫ్రెంచ్ వాడా, లాటిన్ వాడా, జర్మన్ వాడా? క్వాంటమ్ మెరిట్ ఈజ్ డాష్ వర్డ్. ఇంగ్లీష్ వాడా, ఫ్రెంచ్ వాడా, లాటిన్ వాడా, జర్మన్ వాడా?
Latin.
సార్ ఏం అర్థకపోతే లాటిన్ వేసిపడండి.
ఎక్కువ.
లాటిన్ ఎక్కువ. అది కూడా లాటిన్ లేదనుకుందాం, అక్కడ రోమ్ ఉన్నది అనుకుంటే రోమ్ వేసి పడేయండి సార్ అంతే.
Latin.
లాటిన్, ఇట్ ఇస్ ఎ లాటిన్ వర్డ్. క్వాసై కాంట్రాక్ట్ ఈస్ బేస్డ్ అపాన్ ద ప్రిన్సిపల్ ఆఫ్, ఏ ప్రిన్సిపల్ మీద ఆధారపడి ఉన్నదండి క్వాసై కాంట్రాక్ట్స్? ఇక్కడ రాసిన చూడండి ఏంటిది? ఈక్విటీ, జస్టిస్ అండ్ గుడ్ కన్సెన్స్. రెండోది నోబడీ షాల్ బెనిఫిట్ హిమ్సెల్ఫ్ అన్జస్ట్లీ ఎట్ ద కాస్ట్ ఆఫ్ అదర్స్. మూడోది నైదర్ ఏ నార్ బి.
Nobody shall benefit himself unjustly at the cost of others.
అది ఈక్విటీ ప్రిన్సిపల్. అది ఈక్విటీ
Nobody
ప్రిన్సిపల్.
shall.
ఆన్సర్ లో ఏం పెట్టాను నేను? నైదర్ ఏ నార్ బి అన్నాను. తర్వాత డీలో ఏం పెట్టాను? బోత్ ఏ అండ్ బి పెట్టాను. ద ఆన్సర్ ఈస్ ఏ అండ్ బి. దట్ ఇస్ ద డి ఆన్సర్. Both A and B means quasi contract is based on equity, justice and good conscience, and quasi contract is based upon the principle of nobody shall enrich himself at the cost of others. That is A and B is the right answer for this. Suppose నేను ఇప్పుడు అడిగాను అనుకోండి, క్వాసై కాంట్రాక్ట్ ఏ సెక్షన్ నుండి ఏ సెక్షన్ వరకు ఉన్నాయండి? క్వాసై కాంట్రాక్ట్ ఏ సెక్షన్ నుండి ఏ సెక్షన్ వరకు ఉన్నాయి? క్వాసై
33 or 34. 33 or 34 నుంచే ఉన్నాయి సార్.
క్వాసై కాంట్రాక్ట్.
Either from 33 or 34. 33 నుంచో 34 నుంచో ఉన్నట్టున్నాయి.
చూద్దాం చూపెడతలేదు. సి ఇక్కడ పెట్టింది చూడండి, 73 నుండి 75 వరకు ఉన్నాయి. ఆఫ్ ది కాన్సిక్వెన్సెస్ ఆఫ్ బ్రీఫ్ ఆఫ్ కాంట్రాక్ట్. ఇదేనా జనరల్? 68 నుండి 72 వరకు ఉన్నాయి. ఇది క్వాసై కాంట్రాక్ట్. చాప్టర్ 5 అనేది ఆన్ సర్టన్ రిలేషన్స్ రిజెంబ్లింగ్ దోస్ క్రియేటెడ్ బై కాంట్రాక్ట్ ఆర్ నథింగ్ బట్ క్వాసై కాంట్రాక్ట్, అండ్ సెక్షన్ 68 to 72 deals about the quasi contract, and this contract is based on the equity principle, equity, justice and good conscience, and this also based on no one should be enriched himself at the cost of the others. That is also principle laid over there from 68 to 72. If the question is asked in that way, please give the answer in that manner. Okay, now again come back to the now I will start from the ascending order. No, this
Sir, in quasi contracts,
yes,
finder has responsibility to restore the goods to the original owner.
definitely. Or suppose if we use the goods, the cost of it, suppose the goods are rare in nature, at that time specific performance should be done, even though there is no contract, there is no offer and acceptance, there is no consideration, because it is based on the ethical values of a person. Yes. Now let me come to the point. Here I made it 100. Which section of the Indian Contract Act deals with the anticipatory breach of contract? Anticipatory breach of contract ఏదైతుంది ఇందులో? Which section of Indian Contract Act deals with the anticipatory breach of contract? సార్ ఇది కొంచెం టఫ్ ఉన్నది సార్, చూస్తేనే తెలుసా సార్, అర్థం కాదు. కాబట్టి నేను ఏం చేశానంటే ఐ డిస్కవర్డ్ ఇట్, దెన్ ఐ పుట్ ఇట్ లేటర్ పార్ట్. దట్ ఈస్, ప్లీజ్ చెక్ ద సెక్షన్ 39, చెక్ చేయండి, మీకు తెలిసిపోతుంది. అండ్ దట్ ఈస్ ఏ యాంటిసిపేటరీ బ్రీచ్. సార్ ఇక్కడనే ఉన్నది కాదు సార్ 39, మీరు చెప్పారు. ఎస్, ఇఫ్ యూ జస్ట్ గో టు ద 39 and you will understand what it says. effect of refusal of party to perform the promise wholly. See, in this, you will find it what exactly that the 39 says. Yes, effect of refusal to a party to perform the promise wholly. When a party to a contract has been refused to perform or disabled himself for performing his promise in its entirety, the promisee may put an end to the contract unless he has signified words or conduct his acquiescence in its continuance. So they have given in anticipatory regarding the example also. So it is anticipatory breach that will be seen in this contract. A willfully absent herself from the theatre, be at a liberty to put an end to the contract. So it is the anticipatory breach is there. We can put the end to the contract also. It is given in the section 39 of Indian Contract Act. So let us move to section 32 provides.
Sir,
Yeah,
sir,
please.
excuse me. Please admit Sri Vidya.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, admitted. Yes. Yeah, come to the point. Section 32 provides, what the section 32 provides? Enforcement of contract contingent on event are not happening, or enforcement of contract contingent on events happening, or agreement contingent on impossible event void, or all of them.
All of them.
All of them is the right answer for that one. Okay, A promised to pay 5,000 rupees to B if his house is burnt. That is a which type of contract?
Vazaring contract, sir.
Contingent contract.
Vazaring
నేను
contract.
నేను ఫస్ట్ లో వేజరింగ్ కాంట్రాక్టే అనుకున్నా నేను. ఈ బంట్ అంటాండు వీడు ఎందుకు ఇది ఏం చెప్తాండు కదా, బంట్ గాని లీవ్ గాని రాని గాని ఇవి మొత్తం కాంటిజెంట్ కాంట్రాక్ట్ కింద వస్తాయి. వేజరింగ్ కాంట్రాక్ట్స్ లో ఏమిటంటే యాక్చువల్లీ ఇల్లీగల్ టైప్ గా ఉంటాయి ఇవ్వండి. గ్యాంబ్లింగ్ టైప్ ఉంటేనే వేజరింగ్ కాంట్రాక్ట్ అవుతుంది. ఎక్సెప్షన్ టు హార్స్ రేస్ అండ్ లాటరీ.
Contingent contract. Contingent.
ఇది కాంటింజెంట్ కాంట్రాక్ట్ కింద కౌంట్ చేస్తారు వీళ్ళు. నేను ఫస్ట్ ఐ థాట్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఏ. సో నౌ ఏ కాంటింజెంట్ కాంట్రాక్ట్, ఏ వ్యాలిడ్ కాంట్రాక్ట్, ఈజ్ ఎ వైడబుల్ కాంట్రాక్ట్, ఈజ్ ఎ కాంట్రాక్ట్ వైడ్ ab initio, or is a contract which becomes a void when the event becomes impossible. It is a critical question. Please think and then we give the answer. A contingent contract, a valid contract, agreed. Sometimes yes, is a voidable contract also. Yes, it depends upon the other party which proves. Is a contract void in ab initio? Maybe or may not be. Then is a contract which becomes void when the event becomes impossible. ఆ ఈవెంట్ ఇంపాసిబుల్ అయింది అనుకుందాం. ఇఫ్ ద ఈవెంట్ బికమ్స్ ఇంపాసిబుల్ అయింది అనుకుందాం, అది కాంటింజెంట్ కాంట్రాక్ట్ లోకి రాదు. సో
That is wide ab initio.
యాక్చువల్లీ వైడ్ ab initio అయితే అది వైడ్ అవుతుంది కాంట్రాక్ట్. యాక్చువల్లీ ఇట్ ఇస్ వైడ్ ఇన్ ab initio సచ్ ఎ కాంట్రాక్ట్.
ఇన్సూరెన్స్ కాంట్రాక్ట్స్ అన్ని కూడా కాంటింజెంట్ గానే ఉంటాయి కదా సార్.
అది ఇన్సూరెన్స్ మాత్రం అది, కానీ డెత్ ఈజ్ ఇమినెంట్ కదా, ఎప్పుడైనా రావచ్చు కదా డెత్. వీ కెనాట్ ప్రెడిక్ట్ ఇట్. కాబట్టి కండిషన్ ఉన్నది అది. కాబట్టి ఇన్సూరెన్స్ కాంట్రాక్ట్
Not a possible act.
Yeah. But here this question, even as Sharat told, is a contract void in ab initio అయితే ఇది ఇంపాసిబుల్ అయినప్పుడు. సపోజ్ ab initio వైడ్ అయిపోతుంది ఆటోమేటికల్. సపోజ్ ఏ ప్రామిస్ టు బి టు మ్యారీ, దట్ బి ఇస్ డైడ్, ఆటోమేటికల్ అక్కడ ఏం చెప్తాను, వైడ్ కాంట్రాక్ట్ అంటాను మనం అక్కడ.
Suppose if a person promises to run 1,000 kilometers in 1 minute,
It is impossible.
wide ab initio.
It is wide, it is impossible, that is. It is the wide, we can say it. But anyway, such a question comes over there. Please be careful to give the reply for such a one. Next, a wagering agreement in India is declared by the Contract Act as a illegal and void, or void but not illegal, or voidable at the option of the aggrieved party, or immoral.
Illegal.
లేదు, కొన్ని అగ్రీడ్ చేస్తాండ్రు వేజరింగ్ అగ్రిమెంట్లు అయినా కూడా వైడ్ అంటారు కానీ ఇల్లీగల్ అంటలేరు. దే సే ఇట్స్ వైడ్ బట్ నాట్ ఇల్లీగల్ అంటారు వేజరింగ్ అగ్రిమెంట్స్. but I don't know how far it is true. But they say it is not illegal అంటారు కానీ వైడ్ మాత్రం అవుతుంది. ఫర్ ఇన్స్టెన్స్
When
గ్యాంబ్లింగ్.
itself is illegal,
యా
when betting itself is illegal, where does the question of void arise, sir?
but in certain places they may not be illegal. Public places you are not supposed to smoke. Is it a illegal act? It's a prohibited by law, but that is a criminal offense. That is, strictly speaking, it is not a contract. But anyway, but here the answer they said the void and but not illegal. They made it. Please be careful because it is illegal and void. This may be answer, but here that I don't know because logic. I did not see the feedback why you said like that. But the right answer they said is void but not illegal. That's the wording they use it. But be careful when you are answering such a question. But please answer at the end of your examination only. Now, okay. Which one of the following statement is correct? When A agrees to let her daughter for hire to be for concubinage. I repeat. Where
This is illegal and void.
A agrees to let her daughter for hire to be for concubinage. Here, the
Illegal and void.
actually it is immoral. That is very much clear. And when immoral, then we can say void also. So agreement is void because the consent of daughter has not been obtained. No, wrong. This is the first one is right. The agreement is void because it is immoral. The third question they say the agreement is valid because there is a free consent of the contracting parties. Suppose if the daughter agrees to go for the concubinage, let me presume it. Is it a valid?
No, it is not also.
It is not valid because society will not accept it. Generally, it is against
Public policy.
It is against public policy, against the religious belief of people also, because everybody will practice it the same thing. At the time, court may interfere in such a matter not to do such a thing. So the agreement is void, and because it is immoral. That's why they put is if they say voidable, people try to keep it. If it is voidable, people try to take the advantage of it. If it is voidable, that's why they say it is a void. So that would be the answer it is given. In which section 1872, that is the section 111 of the Indian Evidence Act is mentioned. Sir, there is a probability that it may be asked because I invented it, not invented. I discovered it. In which section 11111 of the Indian Evidence Act is mentioned. పొద్దుగాల నేను రీసెర్చ్ చేసేటప్పుడు నాకు కలిగింది ఇది. It is given in section 19. Shall I show it? Section 19, it is clearly mentioned Indian Evidence Act. I will show you. Oh, I think it is directly go to. Yes, directly we can go to the section 19 instead of looking in that way. Yes, in the section 19, they have mentioned the power to set aside the contract induced by undue influence. In the section 19, they clearly mentioned in Indian Evidence Act. Where is that?
Yes. This is 19.
Yeah. Let me check.
Voidability of agreements without the consent.
Let me check again once again. Not this one. Yeah, in section 16 it is mentioned, not 18, 19. Section 16 clearly mentioned there. This wordings are there. Yes, I will show you. See, undue influence defined. Section 16, it is mentioned. See here, nothing in subsection shall affect the provision of section 111 of the Indian Evidence Act of 1872. It is mentioned in the section Yeah. Did you see it now? It is under
Yes, you
section,
highlighted
yes,
it. You
under
highlighted
section,
it, sir.
yes, under section 16 it is mentioned undue influence, where I made it,
Nothing in the subsection shall affect the provisions of section 111 of Indian Evidence Act 1870.
yes, that is
1 of
mentioned.
1870.
Yes. So there is a probability would be there. They may ask such a question. In which section it is mentioned that 111 of the Indian Evidence Act in the same manner, in which section ICA, that is section 294A of the Indian Penal Code is mentioned. There is also Indian Penal Code also mentioned in the ICA, that the Indian Contract Act. In which section? Here I made it very much clear. It is section 30. See, I will show you section 30 and you may see it whether it is there or not in section 30. Yes, I will come to that. I'm scrolling and you can see the section 13, 30. Yes. See, agreement by way of wager wide. There it is mentioned here. See, under section 294A of the Indian Penal Code, not affected. So it is mentioned clearly in the code itself is, that is section 30 of the Indian Contract Act, agreement by way of wager wide. It is mentioned the Indian Penal Code also section. Please note this point, because there is a probability would be there. They may supposed to ask such a question whether it is mentioned anywhere in the Indian Contract Act or not. So now we will go to the damages awarded for breach of a promise of marriage or wrongful dishonor of check is called. I told you in the beginning classes only. In the meanwhile, when the class is in a progress, nominal damages, exemplary damages, or liquidated damages, or special damages. See, at the case of a breach of a promise to marry or wrongful dishonor of check, at that instance, the damages are
Exemplary
awarded.
damage.
It is exemplary
Exemplary
damages.
damage.
It is exemplary damages are awarded over there as a punishment to them. As a punishment to them. Yes. Which of the following agreement is or are valid? Agreement in restraint of legal proceeding valid. Agreement to stifle prosecution is valid. Agreement by an outgoing partner with his partner not to carry on any business within a specified period or within a specified local limits is a valid, or agreement with a minor is a valid.
An agreement with a minor is valid.
But what the question says, did you see? Which of the following agreement is valid?
Yes, it is
So
valid.
naturally,
Minor to agreement valid.
so here all agreements with minor. Here an agreement with a minor means all agreements with a minor is a valid. Answer
Valid
is
provided there is a guardian.
provided the supply to the minor, the essential things are there. At that instance, it may be a valid, otherwise it not be a valid. Okay, that may be means court will enforce it to get the compensation. Court will insert it to get the compensation, but the answer here is said to be the right answer is an agreement by an outgoing partner, which is partner not to carry on in business within a specific period or within a specific local limit.
That is correct answer, sir. C
That
is
is the
correct
correct
answer.
answer. Because
Actually, that is the correct answer.
when you want to open a shop,
For so and so period, you should not carry on this business.
yes, the two partners are there. They are opened the medical shop. And the one partner, they said he wants to come out from the partnership and open the same medical shop. But they will make an agreement. We can open the medical shop, but not in Khammam rural. You can open in Vaira, Tallada, in other places. So that is a valid
A
agreement.
case law of tires, I think tires is there.
Yes, yes, there is a case law also there, because that is a valid agreement, because it is nothing but the condition they put it over there, and that condition should be fulfilled.
Regarding some tires.
Yeah. Especially comes the matter of the business. These are comes only there. Yeah. Unless until they agree together. సపోజ్ చేసే నువ్వు ఇష్టం ఎక్కడన్నా పెట్టుకోవచ్చు, నా ఇంటి ముందర కూడా పెట్టుకో ఏం కాదు అని అన్నారు అనుకోండి, ఎస్ దే కెన్ ఓపెన్ ఏ షాప్ ఇన్ ఫ్రంట్ ఆఫ్ యువర్ హౌస్ ఆల్సో. దోస్ హూ వాంట్స్ టు కమ్ లెట్ దెమ్ కమ్, బట్ ద సేమ్ నేమ్ షుడ్ నాట్ బి పుట్ ఇట్ ఓవర్ దేర్. Yes, come to the point. Voidable contract is one
C,
which is lawful,
which
yeah, which is
is valid so long it is not
which is
avoided
valid
by the
so long it is not avoided by the party entitled to do so, or none of the above. The answer is C. Which is valid so long it is not avoided by the party entitled to do so. That is the right answer for that the question. Okay, come to the point. An advertisement is inviting tender. Is an invitation of a negotiations, or a proposal, or an invitation for a proposal, or a promise?
that is that invitation for proposal.
The answer is invitation of for a proposal is the right answer. It is not a proposal also, because it is merely a invitation. They made it by publishing in the newspaper. Yes. Which one is a contingent contract? D promised us to pay E 20,000 if goods lying in E's godown are destroyed by the fire. D promised to pay E if he purchases his goods. D promises to pay E if he sells his car to him. D promises to pay E to buy his scooter if he is ready to sell it. Contingent contract, which is the best example under this? A, B, C, D.
He promises to pay E if he sells his car to him. A is the answer, sir. A.
నేను కూడా ఫస్ట్ అనుకున్నా, అరే ఇవన్నీ ఒక తిరిగి కనబడుతున్నాయి ఏంటి. డి ప్రామిసెస్ టు పే ఇఫ్ హీ పర్చేస్ హిస్ గూడ్స్. ఇది అది ఎట్లుండాలంటే అది
ఈవెంట్ ఆఫ్ హ్యాపెనింగ్ కదా, అందుకని ఏ కరెక్టే ఉంటుంది.
ఈవెంట్ ఆఫ్ హ్యాపెనింగ్ అండ్ నాట్ హ్యాపెనింగ్, ఇది మన చేతిలో ఉన్నది. హిస్ గుడ్స్ చేయొచ్చు చేయకపోవచ్చు, ఇది మన చేతిలో ఉన్నది. ఇది కార్ అమ్మొచ్చు అమ్మకపోవచ్చు, కానీ అది డెస్ట్రాయిడ్, ఇది అన్ప్రెడిక్టబుల్. అది ప్రెడిక్టబుల్ అండి అన్ప్రెడిక్టబుల్, డెస్ట్రాయిడ్ బై ద ఫైర్ అన్నది.
అది
అన్ప్రెడిక్టబుల్ థింగ్ విచ్ ఆర్ దేర్, and that's why that answer is A is the right answer. Okay. A minor's agreement is void. This was held in the case of very famous case.
Mohit Bibi versus Damodar Das Ghosh.
Mohit Bibi versus Dharmendra Ghosh.
Yes, that is the that is the answer where we need not to worry about that one immediately without any having any thought. You can make it out. Yes. Agreement is defined by the section dash of the Indian Contract Act. Agreement అనేది ఏ కాంట్రాక్ట్ లో మీరు డిసైడ్ చేసింది?
G, section 2G.
Yes, anyone?
Section 2G.
Let me check it. చెప్పండి ఏ సెక్షన్ కావచ్చు, ఏ సెక్షన్ అయితే. See, I will show you the proof also here. Which section deals about it? See here, A is there, B is there, C is there. See, all the things are put it over there. మీరు ఏమన్నారు? G అన్నారు కదా. An agreement is not enforceable, law is said to be void. That answer is, so which is the right answer? అసలేంటి? అగ్రిమెంట్ ఈస్ డిఫైన్డ్ బై ద సెక్షన్ ఆఫ్ ద ఇండియన్ కాంట్రాక్ట్ యాక్ట్. అంటే ఆన్సర్ ఐ డోంట్ నో వెదర్, లెట్ మీ చెక్ అగైన్. An agreement which is enforceable where the option of one or more of the parties there, but not the option of the other party, is a voidable contract. Actually, G is the right answer. If you say an agreement not enforceable by law is said to be void, is the definition and ఇది an agreement enforced by law is
no sir, go to ABC only.
H చూడండి, an agreement enforced by law is
I sir. An agreement which is enforceable by law at the option of one or more parties thereto, but not at the option of
the other party.
Definition.
Actually, if you strictly speaking, it is I. If you strictly speaking, it is 2I, not G, not E and C. Please check it, which is having very close outlook. Then you can come to the conclusion. Yeah. Now we will see that chapter 6 of the consequences of breach of contract. That is section 73, which will be having section heading compensation for loss or damage caused by breach of contract is having how many illustrations? చాప్టర్ 6 లో దాదాపు ఎన్ని ఇల్లుస్ట్రేషన్స్ ఉన్నాయి తెలుసా అండి మీకు?
Very complicated question, sir.
ఇట్ ఇస్ ఎ కాంప్లికేటెడ్ క్వశ్చన్ ఇట్ ఈస్, బట్ ఐ డిస్కవర్డ్ ఇట్. కాంపన్సేషన్ ఫర్ లాస్ ఆఫ్ డ్యామేజ్ కాజ్ బై బ్రీచ్ ఆఫ్ కాంట్రాక్ట్ ఈస్ హ్యావింగ్ హౌ మెనీ ఇల్లుస్ట్రేషన్స్ అంటే దాదాపు 19 ఇల్లుస్ట్రేషన్స్ ఉన్నాయండి. దీంట్లో ఇది దీంట్లో సెక్షన్ 73లో ఇఫ్ ఐ మేక్ ఇట్ పాయింట్ టు యూ, ఐ చెక్డ్ ఇట్. 73లో అన్ని సెక్షన్స్ ఉన్నాయి అన్నట్టు. 73 సెక్షన్స్ ఉన్నాయి చూడండి.
Sir,
ఇది
sir,
ఎస్
sir. See, look at CRE. There is a definition, sir, for agreement.
సిఆర్ఈయా? ఓకే, లెట్ మీ
Please,
ఫినిష్.
go through once.
Okay, no, let me finish this one, then I will go to that one. Then chapter 6 లో 73 సెక్షన్స్ లో ఇఫ్ యూ హ్యాపెన్ టు సీ చూడండి, ఇల్లుస్ట్రేషన్స్ నేను చూపెట్టాను చూడండి. ఏ నుండి మొదలు పెట్టుకుని ఇల్లుస్ట్రేషన్స్ ఎన్ని ఉన్నాయి తెలుసా అండి దీనిలో? ఇట్ ఈజ్ అప్ టు PQR, ఆర్ వరకు ఉన్నాయండి. ఆర్ ఇన్ని ఇల్లుస్ట్రేషన్ ఉన్నాయి సెక్షన్ 74 లో. సపోజ్ ఇఫ్ దే వాంట్ టు టెస్ట్ యూ ద నాలెడ్జ్ ఆఫ్ ఇట్, in Indian Contract Act, especially for the general principle of law of contract, that is section 1 to 75, which section is having more illustration annar ankondi, then you should say section 74, which is there in the chapter 6. Yes, now I will come to our friend. You said agreement in it is given that 2 I or E.
CRE.
CRE, yes, let me check. It's a C. 2C, the person making the proposal will call the promiser, and the person accepting the proposal will call the promisee. That is the C. What is the next one? Okay, let me see. E. Every promise and every set of promise forming the consideration of each other is an agreement.
That is definition.
Now we will see
Every
promise and every set of promises forming the consideration for each other is an agreement. Is an agreement.
That is the definition.
And there he emphasized more on the consideration. If there is no consideration, there is no agreement. That is was his contention. So suppose such answer would be there, which are very much likely would be there, please decide at the end of your thing, then you put the tick. Because even I myself also, because sometimes we say I is appropriate, sometimes E is appropriate, but when you say
that is generally given as an agreement, is a agreement. So that is definition.
If any agreement would be anyway, that please check E, check I, check G, and check H, and then you can decide which one is very appropriate. Then we will make it out. Okay, now we will come to the point, which is the first stage to legalize online lotteries in India. Sorry, general knowledge question తిరుగున్నది ఏంటి సార్ ఇది? Which is the first stage
Uttar Pradesh.
legalize online lotteries in India? Madhya Pradesh,
UP.
Telangana state, Uttar Pradesh, or Sikkim?
Sikkim, I think.
Sikkim is the right answer for that one, because lotteries are online is permission. Of course, all states are not permitted lotteries. Please note the point. I think it's the 13 states only they permitted lotteries. Please check it on lotteries, because and lotteries are comes under the wagering acts that comes under the wager. Yes. Suppose if they ask the question, lotteries having based on wagering, contract, quasi contract, or specific contract, then you say wagering contract. That is will be the correct right answer, because all the symptoms of the Latter is nothing but wager. So that we can make it out. Uh, yes, this already I dealt it. Quasi contract is based on the principle of equity, justice, and good conscience, which I already made it. And this also that we made
Sir,
it.
what does quantum meritum mean, sir?
Yes, క్వాంటమ్ మెరిట్ అంటే అర్థం ఏంటంటే సపోజ్ మీరు 10 రోజుల పని చేస్తారని మాట్లాడుకున్నారు, 5 రోజులు పని చేసిండ్రు, 5 రోజులు పని చేసిండ్రు, మధ్యలో బ్రేక్ అయింది, సరే పోనీ ఇంకా నీది నువ్వు ఓకే మనం రివోక్ చేసుకున్నామని మ్యూచువల్ అగ్రిమెంట్ అయింది. కాకపోతే 5 రోజుల పని చేసిన వేతనాన్ని మాత్రం ఇవ్వాలి, దాన్ని క్వాంటమ్ మెరిట్. ఇస్ ఇట్ క్లియర్? Proportionate work of the proportionate pay is said to be the quantum merit. Is it clear?
Quantum according to merit.
Quantum according to the work done, quantum according to the merit,
Amount according to merit.
amount according to the amount according to the work, amount according to the performance.
Clear, sir.
Okay. So now I'm sure that now you did not have any other idea regarding the contract act is concerned, rather the mercantile law is concerned, and I'm sure that now you can able to do it as far as my knowledge goes over there, because generally the critical questions they may not ask, but I made it so that you could have any knowledge if such a thing would be asked over there, because here I missed many things like suppose the first time in which case law this happened. So such questions I did not frame it because there are many are there. A person could not make it out unless he would have the current knowledge and the current affairs and continuous studies, or it is published in the newspaper, or it is covered in the Supreme Court. But anyway, but you try to make it in the Google search engine and find it out. What are the current cases in the mercantile law, that is in the contract act, decided by the Supreme Court, because Supreme Court may give the decision sometimes and the contract a new provision, a new case law, and it may overrule the its earlier decision also. In that way you can check in the Google search engine or any other search engine and to find out what are the latest cases in the contract act, so that there may be a posed such a question on the contract and we can make it out. Now let me come to another the point is concerned as far our syllabus is concerned, and I told you that because it is the syllabus you are also having, which we not covered is because we already dealt its jurisprudence, we covered in depth. Constitutional law also we dealt it in nice manner. That what the thing which we did not deal is public international law, and I dealt today the mercantile law, that is the 6 marks questions, and the labor law also I did not do it, and there is no online class. I made it. If time permits over there, I may go for the IPR and others laws, including the labor law, and we see that how much we can make it, because the 10th is our probability. The date would be fixed is if everything goes smooth. That is another point. And let me see it that if any other questions would be there that you can share with me regarding the thing which we made. So now whether you come to a conclusion that concurrent list is borrowed from, yes.
Malaysian Constitution.
So that is a disputed question, but anyway, because somewhere I saw the Australian and somewhere I saw Swiss Constitution,
Swiss Constitution.
but be careful there. Then which one is the correct answer for that one, and you try to make it out. Regarding the agreements are also concerned, which is exactly the whether 2E, 2I, 2G, 2H, which exactly says about the agreement also we can say in the but I want to make it out there. The section 2 is general explanation class. It's not a definition class. Please note the point. Because they may ask it that such a question also, because they say it is a general explanation class, the interpretation class. See, I have shown on the screen. It is a interpretation class. It is not a definition class, which is section 2. But whereas section 3 in the General Clause Act of 1897, it is given the definition under section 3. But usually in any act is concerned, section 2 deals with the definitions. And here in the Contract Act, they did not say definition, They say interpretation clause. That is the word that you used over there. Suppose they want to make it confused. What is the heading of the section 2? They write definitions, general clauses, general explanations, none of the above, or all of them. Naturally, it will not be all of them. It is none of the above is there. But your answer should be it is the interpretation clause. You have to make it out. Please note that point because there is a possibility that they may ask you. Yes, if anybody wants to speak, yes, speak. If you speak, then we will find out. Yes, I would like to see your comments regarding today class. Then I would like to keep the thing. Yes, TQ also here with the flowers. And yes, now you can speak with me and we can deliberate our opinion or
Time
action.
stipulated, sir. Time
Yes.
is how much, sir, for exam?
See, they said it is the 10th July. That is fixed over
Time
there.
period,
Yeah, I think
time period.
it is 120 minutes. Yeah, 1 hour. 1 hour, 120 minutes. Let me check it whether they have given the time here. It is a single input test is conducted for all LMEs of 90 minutes duration. Yeah, it is 90 minutes duration, means 1.5 hour. In 90 minutes, you have to do 120 questions. That means you should be sharp enough. Suppose if that answer question gives Hartley versus Baxendale, what it says? Yes, two remote damages will not be avoided. Immediately you have to go and tick it without having second thought. Because generally, but you please read the question also sometimes. You read the question also, then you immediately you can come to the point and decide it. Sometimes we will also commit a mistake when because he asked something and we tick something, will come. Read it completely, then automatically your brain and your mind will go to the go to the cursor. Yes, you use the mouse and go to the cursor, then you tick it. Yeah. Yes. Any other thing that you would like to share with me? Yes, please speak. Yes, I'm hearing.
Sir, for CLAT exam, they mention we need to write the uh, portion what they'll give us for CLAT.
Can you tell me what is the full form of CLAT?
Common law entrance test, sir. I have applied for the exam. The part B consists of they'll be giving us some different topics. We need to write over the topics of for 80 words at least.
No. What are the topics generally in that one?
A same syllabus, sir, but it contain negative marks.
It is essay type,
Yes, sir. Essay type.
but
Essay writing.
on the spot we have to write the essay.
Yes, sir. They'll be giving current affairs topics or some case laws also, but we need only how to write that essay, how to form a sentences at that time.
Yeah, this will come through the practice. You write it, then you show to me, then you will see that whether the proper style is there or not, and proper sentences are used over there or not, and how the sequence should be there. I will check it. Then I will also know that what other guidelines should be there, because there are also a guidelines should be there. You have to begin in that way, and you have to end. Did they give any specific model? A specific model?
Yeah, I'm having some model papers. I will just forward you.
No, model paper, no, model answer.
They did not give any model answer, so they gave only questions. They'll be
Yeah,
asking about current issues or constitution related.
Yeah, because the current issues constitution means is a wide aspect is there. At the time, wide reading will be
Yes,
needed over there. And wide reading plus sentence structure, how to begin, how to end, that is a very important factor. Because there is a specific time limit also there and plus what's restrictions also there it seems. Isn't it?
yes.
Yeah. That is about the class. Yes, any other thing regarding our online classes? Yes, please, you can speak so that I can wind up today class. If I could take any class, then I will inform you in advance. Suppose if I prepare any questions,
We
yeah,
would like to pay our thanks to you for taking so many pains.
that is the compliments. Yes, for the improvement of the class, what your advices should be there? Either you would feel it to not to send, you can send through the my SMS and through my WhatsApp group also for improve my online classes. That will be a benefit to me.
Sure, sir.
And that will be a benefit to me so that I could pass on to the deliver a good goods to you. So that is was my intention. And whatever the classes should be there, which I took it for the benefit of the other students, I put it in the YouTube also, so they can enjoy, they can listen, they can also go through to the YouTube. Please inform to the other, because it may be useful not only to the PG set, it may be also some of the bits will be useful for the last set students also. So that's the reason that I put it there for all the first year, second year. Not first year is not there, for the second years and the final year students there. But please inform all the students. First, you have to pay the fee. Then only you will get the promotion, or you will get the eligible for the right examination, or whatever the university take the decision. And many people will make the many decisions, or not decisions. They will notify in the group. But, yeah, but the final answer is there should be a direction from the Kakatiya University. Then only that is a authentic message or authentic information. Yes. Any other thing? Yeah.
A
Please.
small doubt regarding moot court, sir.
Yes.
Is it needed to write the whole matter, or can we print the matter for second and third problems?
See. Don't print everything. Only common things that you can print it. But especially
Okay, sir.
arguments are concerned, because see, first page is common, second page is common, third page is common, and up to what extent? Up to arguments is a common. Only arguments will change it.
Friends,
Even jurisdiction is a common, isn't it?
prayer common.
Prayer is a common. Uh, better, but don't do like that. See, from arguments, even prayer also you write in handwriting only. Otherwise, it will look not that much good.
Accused,
See, yeah,
for accused and complainant, they are
Here
different.
and arguments are needed to be mentioned in handwriting.
yeah. From arguments onwards, all everything you write in handwriting, because that will be quite good.
Okay,
We
sir.
have, written-
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, sir.
Please tell me.
we have written everything in writing except the cover page.
A good answer that you have given. If you want to design, you can design also.
Sir, will you differentiate the marks regarding that, sir? Handwriting, or because we
See,
are when we
naturally,
the printed matter will be very good.
your printer is very good, but what about the other people, those who could
No,
not
no, sir.
what about the other people who could not have the laptop, who could not have the things? At that instance, the discretion will be given to the students the way they want to make it out. But generally, arguments you try to make it in a handwriting so that it will be justifiable, and it should not be in a printed form. So that is actually the thing. But other things we can manage it. But actually, when you test is concerned, because this is test is it is a homework. It is nothing. Take home test. This is called take home test. In take home test, you can use handwriting. You can use the computer also. But most of the pages, I say pages, should be in handwriting. So most of the pages in handwriting, that means definitely arguments are in length when you compare with the other parts are concerned, and so you can justify it handwriting from the arguments till the prayers. Yes, any other question?
There is nothing problem to write the whole in written, sir, but I really feel that the printed matter looks good. And also, I'm only typing the whole matter, so I thought of printing it.
The discretion will be given to the students, but what I want to know, not everything should not be unprinted one. Only few pages
Okay,
which
sir.
are common should be printed one. The other things should be in handwriting. Yes, any other things regarding today's any other classes are concerned, or regarding any other matter is concerned, you can ask me. Now the time is 11:54. Still, as per our schedule, we do have the 6 minutes in our hand so that we can discuss something in this main part. Yes, any other thing? Please, yes, I shall. Thank you very much. Yes, good morning, sir, and thank you, sir. Yes, you are welcome. And yes, please speak.
Yes, sir. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, so with this, I would take the leave from you. And if I take any class on a rest of the other subjects are concerned, I will intimate you in advance so that we have a session once again. for the other things which I did not cover. Okay, thank you very much. Now I stop my sharing and let me have to say goodbye to you and have a good day. Bye. Bye bye.